welcome to Chasing a Murder Talking News. My name is Debbie, and before we get started, how about you please hit that subscribe button right now. Also, hit that notification bell if you would like notifications whenever we have new uploads. And of course, always hit that like button. Help our channel out. So guys, we are going over the Laurie Vallow case, and we have a boxing ring that appears to be set up for this case. And so we are hearing a lot of back and forth going between the prosecutor as well as Laurie Vallow's attorney Means, and of course her husband's attorney Chad Daybell. His attorney is Pryor. Now yesterday I uploaded a video where Mark Means was pretty much accusing the prosecutor of this case, Rob Wood, of misconduct. And a lot of it was based on a recording that was, well, if you read the paperwork, seemed to be a recording that Rob Wood made when speaking to a few witnesses involved with this case. And those witnesses are Laurie Vallow's sister Summer and Laurie Vallow's sister-in-law, Palestine. So after Means filed his documents, it was short time afterwards, Justin Lum shared another set of documents. And don't forget to go check out his Facebook. It seemed that Chad Daybell's attorney also was filing the same complaints. If you didn't catch the video that I uploaded yesterday on Mark Means, please just pop back, check that out, and then come back to this video. So we know, those of us that have been watching this case, that Rob Wood seems to be very professional, a very good attorney, and in fact had just recently been promoted to being the prosecuting attorney, or the state's prosecuting attorney. Now, because I don't want to make this video any longer than it needs to be, we're going to go ahead and get started. So it appears that Mr. Pryor has submitted a motion to disqualify the prosecuting attorney on this case, Rob Wood. Comes now above named defendant Chad Guy Daybell by and through his attorney of record, which is John Pryor, and moves his honorable court for an order disqualifying and removing the special counsel Robert Wood from this criminal case, and that he be directed that he is not to take any further action regarding any matters as it pertains to this case. The court has and is granted the inherent authority to remove an attorney for a variety of reasons. Counsel for this defendant, Chad Guy Daybell, moves this court for this order, as it is alleged Mr. Wood has committed prosecutorial misconduct. This misconduct further supports defendant's motion to extend time to dismiss, to allow the defense to amend its motion and present additional evidence. Grounds of motion is this. Said motion is based upon the audio recording between Mr. Robert Wood and a material witness, Summer Shiflett, which occurred in October. Defense asserts the following. In my opinion, these are some very, very shocking accusations coming from attorneys. So one, the prosecutor alleged that misconduct violated the due process rights of the defendant's Idaho and U.S. constitutional right to a fair and impartial trial. The prosecutor engaged in coercive, unduly influential, and intimidating tactics to manipulate a material witness in the case. Losing my spot, guys. So the audio recording presents these allegations clearly on the tape. The prosecutor in the case violated the Idaho rules of a professional conduct as well as ABA rules by the actions detailed on this audio tape. Then he says the prosecutor's alleged misconduct could be constructed under the witness tampering and witness intimidation statutes of criminal acts as criminal acts. The prosecutor's alleged misconduct has made him a material witness in this criminal case. Further, the defense intends to file an additional motion as relates to this evidence and intends to subpoena the prosecutor as a witness to support these motions. And then finally, on number 5, the prosecutor alleged misconduct has caused a potential for future civil litigation directed at Fremont and Madison counties, as well as the prosecutor and any and all other entities involved or associated with this misconduct, which he forgot to put alleged. The prosecutor's alleged misconduct has included concealing evidence in violation of Brady and the Rule 16 of Idaho Rules of Criminal Procedure, and goes on to say that defendant Chad Daybell, through his counsel, moves his honorable court for an order disqualifying Robert Wood as prosecutor in this matter, and that he be directed that he is to take no further action in this case in any way. That the court grant as a sanction all fees and all costs in having to present this motion and all related costs incurred. That defense be permitted to submit this audio recording as evidence in this hearing to support this motion. Defendant Chad Guy Daybell respectfully requests that this hearing be conducted in person and that the proceedings be audio recorded in addition to a transcript. So that kind of sounds a little bit different from Means, but still kind of along the same lines. This one sounds more like a way just to maybe prolong the proceedings. I don't know. So this too was dated for December the 15th, December of 2020. Very interesting to see that Pryor jumped on that train with Means. It makes you wonder, But anyways, so it wasn't long that this prosecutor, Rob Wood, is having to reply. He also gives his idea of what happened versus, and this is a little bit interesting because when you hear Rob Wood, his response to these accusations, it's almost saying that he feels like maybe perhaps defense was doing a little bit of scheming behind the scenes on their own and maybe editing witness testimony. And that's the way I see it. And it just seems to me that perhaps, they might be trying to prolong a date. They might be trying to get Rob Wood off the case. It appears that they might just be turning the heat on themselves. So they're cooking themselves. Okay, so here are the documents that Justin Lum shared with us on his Facebook. If you like to keep up with this case, it's a good place to start. So the affidavit of Rob Wood in support of objection to defendant's motion to disqualify prosecuting the attorney and a motion to extend time on motion to dismiss. And I absolutely love how this starts off. So firstly, it says that Rob Wood, being duly sworn, depose and say, I am over the age of 21 years, competent to testify, and I have personally acknowledged as to the matters stated herein. I make this affidavit on my own knowledge. I am the duly elected prosecuting the attorney for Madison County, Idaho, serving as a special prosecutor in Fremont County in the above captioned cases. And he addresses these accusations, saying that at no time did I coerce, unduly influence, coach, or intimidate any witnesses, instruct a witness how to respond to any of the law enforcement. And so number 5, at all times during the recordings referenced by the defense in their motion to disqualify prosecuting attorney and motion to extend time on motion to dismiss, Summer Shiflett and Zulema Palestines were represented and accompanied by their Arizona attorney, who is Garrett Smith. For those of you who kept up with this case, at that time, Garrett Smith, he was seen in quite a bit of the media coverage. So I have never met with Miss Summer or Zulema outside the company of their attorney. Good Lord, I can't speak. The meeting with Summer took place on October 1st of 2020, and the meeting with Zulema took place around October 2nd, 2020. Both meetings took place at Chandler, Arizona Police Department. The meetings I attended with the attorney Garrett Smith, the sister Summer Shiflett, and the sister-in-law Zulema Palestine were introductory in nature and not investigative. I did not sit in on meetings with law enforcement. And number 8, at no time did Garrett Smith make any objection to statements made by me. And after the introductory meetings, Mr. Garrett Smith accompanied his clients to interview with law enforcement in which they actively participated on their own free will. Keywords. At no time during or after the meeting did Mr. Garrett Smith raise an objection to concern that I had coerced, unduly influenced, coached, intimidated, or instructed a witness how to respond, keywords, to any questions. And number 9, he says, not only did Garrett Smith, the attorney, not object to anything said during the initial meetings with Summer and Zulema, Garrett and Zulema then met with law enforcement a second time a few weeks after the first meeting. 10. I did not record the meeting with Mr. Smith, Summer, and Zulema. The recordings provided by the defense, important to note, guys, because this we would think would be some type of law, but I'm not an attorney. The recordings were provided by the defense, were recorded without my knowledge or consent, and do not include the entirety, which is very important, do not include the entirety of the conversations among me, the attorney Garrett Smith, the sister Summer Shiflett, and the sister-in-law Zulema Palestines, and as such appear at some level to be incomplete and or possibly edited. Whoa, when you think things can't get any worse. This defense, now you guys know I don't like defense attorneys. So Mr. Wood continues, I believe that Mr. Garrett Smith recorded these conversations due to the fact that part of the recording with Ms. Zulema Palestines appeared to have been taking place outside of Zulema's presence. I do not know if Summer and Zulema consented to those recordings or to any disclosure of any third parties. So yeah, the more that Means gets involved with this case, and the more he files motions and tries to stall and make threats on Twitter, the more he's backing himself into corner. And this little ship that they're all sailing on, dubbed the Titanic, is sinking. And they're going to take Pryor and Chad Daybell with them. So this kind of gives you a clue of where Laurie and Chad are. So if you ever thought that Chad was going to turn his back on Laurie and flip to the light side, it appears that he remains on the dark side, guys. To me, what this says is both Chad and Laurie believe that they can beat this and that they have a chance of getting out of jail and continuing this beautiful life that they have built for themselves after burying the things they didn't like. Could you imagine what Kay Woodcock and Larry Woodcock and Brandon Boudreaux they're still having to see all this happening. And if you don't understand law, I'm sure that some of this can give you quite a scare. You're wondering, is justice going to prevail in this case? Well, as cool as collected as Rob Wood is, I like to think that he has something hidden, something up his sleeves. He's just not one that is a glutton for spotlight. And I think he's starting to get angry. I think he's getting aggravated with these two foolish attorneys. That's my opinion, and let me tell you why. So let's read this next page. I think that before we read it real quick, my true opinion on how I feel on this, I feel like Rob Wood he's got a new curveball that he's throwing at these guys. And I think they realize that once they go to court, there's enough evidence there to at least take them down on the conspiracy charges here. Unfortunately, it's not a murder conspiracy. Not yet, anyways. So Rob Wood files a motion for judicial protective order. If I can spit it out. The state of Idaho, through the Madison County Prosecutor's Office, serving a special prosecutor in Fremont County in the above captioned case, hereby moves the court for a judicial protective order prohibiting the parties, witnesses, potential witnesses, victim/witness coordinators, law enforcement, and court personnel from, I'm having trouble reading this. 1, provoking exhibits reference to the defendant's motion to disqualify special prosecutor or any exhibits any party intends to admit in hearing on the matter to any reporters, the media, or from publishing said exhibits on social media. Making any comments regarding the above captioned cases on social media, including but not limited to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. Providing any correspondence or communication between or among parties to the media, or publishing said correspondence or communication on social media. This motion is based on the following. 1, this high-profile case that has received a large amount of media coverage. 2, the defense has filed a motion to change venue, and that any comments by any of the parties to this case only serve to heighten media attention and or 3, participating in any acts listed above creates more media attention and will create difficulty in picking a jury on this matter. Brilliant. The state requests that expedited hearing on this matter and requests that the court enter a temporary order granting the relief sought above until such time as a hearing may be had. So this was filed just yesterday, December 16th, 2020. So this is going to hurt media a little bit if this goes through, but you know what? Rob has had enough of this distraction from the case, from bringing justice to the children, and that's all this is. It's just their attempt to keep throwing things out to the media to Well, there's several reasons I allege that they might be doing that. One, to extend time, and a second, to just kind of build like a propaganda type case to attempt to make the witnesses look like they're not credible, to insinuate that the witnesses are actually being harassed by the prosecutor. And so, yeah, he's trying to keep it professional. Say, you know, look, I've had enough with this, so he's going to put a stop to it. And as a prosecutor, I think I'd do the same. You know, for whatever reason they might be doing this, whether it's for free advertisement, manipulation, whatever the case, well, you stop feeding it, they won't take it much further. Just make sure that you guys drop a comment below. Why do you think that the defense is taking, you know, this path in this case? And why do you think that Rob believes that taking and putting a stop to this media outlet might destroy defense just a little bit? So again, I want to remind you that this case is not about the boxing ring, but about 2 children that were found buried in the backyard of Chad Daybell. 2 children that no longer have lives, that are no longer living on this earth because of these crazy belief systems that Laurie Vallow and Chad Daybell has pushed through their agenda. So I'm going to go ahead and probably close out here, but I want to remind everybody out there that COVID's spreading pretty bad right now. Be careful. Be safe, guys. And also, don't forget to take a look at these girls. I want to say thank you so much for those of you that have subscribed and liked and also comment on this channel. I love you guys very much, and I appreciate that you care enough to support these videos that I post. So, hope to see you guys soon, and I really hope that justice will come and kiss Laurie Vallow and Chad Daybell right on the lips.